And so what can we learn from the nature of sin? I think two things stick out to us in this story, and you see if they ring true in your life. The first is the subtlety of sin. Sin is subtle. You see how he says it there? Why are you angry, and why is your face fallen? Verse 7, if you do well, will you not be accepted? And if you do not do well, sin is crouching at the door. Sin is crouching at the door. When something crouches, it's crouching for the express purpose of making itself small and hideable and perceived as unintimidating. This isn't super dangerous. It's small. It's crouched. It's hiding back. But every time you think of sin, every time you encounter temptation for sin, I want you to think of this picture. We got it? That's sin. It's an embodiment. It's a picture of the position that sin takes right before it rips your throat out. Just trying to make a point. Sin is subtle. It makes itself appear small. Sin wouldn't be as attractive if the wages were paid immediately. And so it makes itself appear as if it's not very dangerous. But sin is like a growing presence in your life. It's not just an action, it's a force. When you do a sin, it's not then over. It rather lives on as a presence in your life that continues to grow. And so the first thing we note about the nature of sin that makes it so dangerous is that it's subtle. You'll start by doing sin, but sin in turn will end up doing you. You think you're in control of it, but soon it will be controlling you. The analogy Pastor Adam always used that's so helpful for me is that we think in terms of sin as this jellyfish floating in the ocean with stingers that we just got to be careful we don't get too close to in case we get stung. But we can play with it, poke in it, swim around it, take pictures of it, laugh at it, bring the boat up next to it, and be perfectly fine because we're in control. When in reality, Pastor Adam goes on to say, sin is not the jellyfish floating in the ocean you're in control of. It's a shark and you're bleeding. Meaning it's predatorial in nature. It wants to have you, and it will. So sin becomes a presence in your life. That's why Paul said in Galatians, do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. A man or woman reaps what they sow. The one who sows to please his sinful nature, from that nature will reap destruction. Period. That is a mathematical equation. Immovable, no matter how much you try to philosophize it away, it's there. You reap what you sow. You stir the nature of the flesh. You will reap destruction in your own personal life and in your family and in those beyond. Now, why does sin crouch? I think sin crouches. Just gives me the shivers having the thing behind me. Blah, blah, blah. I think sin crouches because if you saw it, you'd get a leg up on it. Right? If you saw it, you'd get out in front of it and take off. I watched about an hour worth of YouTube videos this week. Tigers killing gazelles. It was pretty fun. I was going to bring a video. I thought, well, we got small women and children, so we won't. Small children and women. That was kind of awkward. Anyways, that might have been a sin. So I found this picture, and the more I watched, the more I was like, ooh, you're kind of excited, you're kind of scared, you're kind of interested, you're kind of like turn away. It's just, and one of the things I noticed is that the tigers were subtle. They didn't march through the jungle. I'm coming, here I come, look out, I'm big, I'm bad, I'm tough, and I got fangs. No, they're slinking through the weeds, crouching, hunkering down. And one of the questions that hit me as I watched these videos, why are the gazelle in the weeds? Why are you in the weeds, man? That's where the tiger is. Are you in the weeds? You wandering around the weeds? That's where the tigers are.